Hey, it's Joe Crump. How to build a buyer's list that will sell your properties in one day. All right, I'm going to get into this whole process of selling your property and how to find buyers and how to build a list. If you can build a list of between 500 and 1,000 people, and this is what I've seen on average, if you have that many people on your list that are buyers in your area, and this typically will take you 4 or 5 sales to do, marketing campaigns to do. So after a few months, after you've done a few deals, you're going to have a bunch of people on your list if you keep those people and work with those people. And as you get 500 to 1,000 people, you're going to find that you're going to sell between 10 and 20% of all your properties to that list. That list will buy them quickly because you can market to that list. You can pull them up in the auto marketer because you're going to give them a tag. Once you have that list, you can send out a broadcast to those people. You can send out a text message. You can send out a voice blast, and you can send out email to these campaigns. And you can let them know what you have for sale. You can send out information to educate them about what you're doing and get them working with you. And when you have a list like this and people start buying, you got a property to sell, you're going to sell it a lot quicker because you got a lot of eyes looking at this property in 1 minute. You send them out and the next minute everybody's looking at it. I guarantee that it's going to sell a lot faster because of that if it's a good deal. Now, if you're doing the same thing with investors, not just lease option buyers, but if you're also doing it with investors and you build your investor list, you can do this very quickly as well. And I've worked with investors a lot this way. I've sold a lot of turnkey properties where we'd go out, we'd find an inexpensive property, we'd fix it up, we would get management in place, we would get the tenant in place, and then we'd turn around and sell it to an investor and make $20,000 or $30,000 or whatever on a little property that was under $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. And we'd be able to sell this to our investors very quickly because there's a lot of people out there that would like to invest in real estate and see the value of making 10, 12, 15, 18% on their money, but don't want to do any of the work, don't know how to find the property, don't want to do the management. They just want a good investment and they want to diversify their portfolio and they've got cash to be able to do it. So as you build those lists of people that are interested in doing those types of things, you can send out a broadcast to those people. And instead of working with just one investor, and you can do this with wholesale deals, by the way, as well. If you have wholesalers, you want to get a bunch of them that are interested in buying, not just one. One guy who says, oh, I want to buy properties, why don't you go out and find me properties? That's not useful to you at all. What you want to do is go out and find 20 people or 50 people or 100 people that are interested in buying those properties and then send it out to them all at once and let them fight over it. Because if you got a good deal, you're going to find a buyer for it. That's not the hard part. Buyers are the easy part. Finding the seller, that takes the skill. That's what takes the most time and most effort to make it happen. Now, once you learn how to do it, it's not very difficult to put together. But at the beginning, it takes time to learn how to talk to people and make that type of thing happen. But we're still talking about buyers, and one of the main buyers that we're going after is people that are looking to buy a property on a lease option. So if we're flipping properties using the FRET method, we want to be able to find those people, and we want to build that list. And there's a couple of ways that we can do it. And we want to be able to get them into the system. So the system allows us to create new leads manually, or we can import leads with a CSV file. So if we have buyers, we can put them into a CSV file and then upload them into the system all at once, or we can do them one at a time or have our assistant do that work for us. And there's a couple of different ways that we're going to sell to these people. We're going to do a broadcast to them using the broadcast message system here. So let's say I get a new lease option memo signed, or maybe I get a wholesale deal that I want to sell to my investors. I can pull up the broadcast message system and I can send out a text message. I can send out a snail mail message if it's an investor, or I can send out a voice blast or an email to my list. And you can see here, you can create a new message. And once I want to create a new message, I can give that message a title, and then I can decide, do I want to send out email, text message, or voice message? to be able to do a broadcast to. And depending on which one I pick, it'll give me the options of what I need to do next. So if it's email, it'll allow me to put in an HTML email. It'll allow me to put in pictures. It'll allow me to add system variables so I can merge in leads' names as I send them out. So I can say, Dear Fred, Dear John, Dear Sam, Dear Mary, and it'll send out that information. And then I can also put in links, and I can put in a subject line. So that makes it possible for me to send that stuff out. If I send out a text message, SMS, then it'll bring up the text system, and I can also merge their name into it if I want to. I can pick the phone number that I want, or I want it to go out from, and then I can also put in the system variable that I want it to go to as well. And then of course I can put in the characters here. And then, of course, I've got the voice message as well. If I want to send out a voice message, I can record a new message. Hey, this is Joe. I've got a new property for sale. You ought to act quickly on this because this is going out to 232 people, and I think it's going to sell pretty quickly. It's a really nice property. I think it might fit what you're looking for. Go to this link, stoppayingrentamerica.com, which is going to be your clone site, and check out the property. I think you're going to like it. So you give them the link to your clone site that gives them the information about the property. And you can set these voice blasts up, by the way, so that it goes directly to the voicemail. So that way you can get the information that you need. And then once you have put the message in that you want, then you have to pick who it's going to go to. So you can go into your system, you can choose which leads that you want it to go to based on the tags. You can exclude tags, you can use keywords, you can find the list that you want it to go to. You go down here and make sure that you want them to be on this list. So once you have your list, you scroll down to the bottom, hit broadcast message, and it'll send it out to all these leads, the message that you created. So that's a very, very powerful way to use your list. Now to build your list, there's a few things that you might want to use. One is your listing site. This is one of your clone sites. This is Stop Paying Rent America. You can take a look at it. And it's going to have all your properties listed on it. And it's also got a data feed where you can put other people's properties on it as well. They'll show up as sold, so you won't be selling those properties, but at least it'll make it look like you're in business if you only have one property to sell or you have no properties to sell. But you can then get people to click on Find Rent to Buy Property, and it'll put them on your list so that you can contact them later, or they can contact you about a specific property that you have. The next way to get leads is through Craigslist. Most people know how Craigslist works. You can post an ad for sale property for sale on here for free, and you just have to pick the city and put the information in and make that happen. Zillow is the same way. It's free to post a property on here, and if you're signing this property from somebody else, it's not your property, and you're working with the FRET method, and you found a seller, and now you're going to take this property and sell it to somebody else. You just need to get control of the Zillow site for that particular property, and all you need to do is ask them to give that to you, and they can click a few buttons, and it'll give you permission to be able to post on that site. The other way that we find buyers is through buy-sell groups on Facebook. So you can go into, let's say, buy-sell group Indianapolis, and it'll bring up different buy-sell groups that are around that have, that have people that are, looking to buy different things. So if you type that information in here, you can find this has got 1,700 members. You can probably go in here and you can join this list, and you can post your rent to buy house on it. We always ask the moderator if it's okay, but they almost always tell us yes. And then you can send it out to all the people that are in it. Here's one with 5,800 members. Most cities, most regular sized cities have listings with at least 1,000 members, 1,500 members. And this has been a great source of rent to own buyers for us. So it's another good way to help you build your list. And as those people contact you, you want to make sure to put them in your auto marketer so that you can contact them again and again. Don't just put them on a yellow page and throw them out. Make sure you keep their information, get their email address and get their phone number, text number preferably, so that you can text them information and send them the stuff that you need so that you can get these things sold. All right, that's how you build a list and get these things sold quickly. It makes a huge difference, and it doesn't take that long to do. All right, good luck. Go to my website, joecrumpblog.com, to sign up for my free newsletter. Let's go to zerodowninvesting.com for my mentor program, and of course, the Auto Marketer, pushbuttonautomarketer.com. Thanks now.